Good morning, student. In previous lecture we have discussed about physical properties of metal. In this lecture we will talk about physical properties of non-metal. There are numbers of non-metal in periodic table such as nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, chlorine, etc. There are lots of non-metals are there. You can see in periodic table encircled yellow box. These two boxes contain non-metals. You can see hydrogen in the first box, and in the next box there are lots of non-metals. Now we'll talk about the physical properties of non-metal. Non-metal cannot be hammered into thin sheet. It means they don't possess the properties of malleability. On hammering, they break down into small pieces. Like you have seen that when you hammer the small piece of coke or wood, it will not change into thin sheet. It will be broken down into small pieces. So we can say that non-metals are non-malleable. Non-metals are non-ductile, means they cannot be drawn into thin wire. That's why it is not used to make wire for electricity. Non-metals are non-sonorous, means they will not produce ringing sound on beating like metal. That's why they are called non-sonorous. Non-metals are soft. It means they can be cut by knife easily. Non-metals are soft and they can be cut with the knife. Yes, my dear student, there are lots of non-metal like graphite, paper, wood. These are non-metal and they can be cut by the knife very easily. Non-metals are not lustrous, means they do not have shining surface. In the case of metal, we have seen that metals have shining surface, but in the case of non-metal, they are non-lustrous. But few exceptions are there which have lustrous surface like diamond and iodine. You can see in figure shining surface of iodine ball, and in the case of diamond you can see it has shining surface. These are the exceptional case. Now next property is that tensile strength. Non-metal have low tensile strength. It means they cannot hold heavy weight like metal. Metal can bear heavy weight. That's why they are used for making vehicles. But non-metal cannot be used because they do not have high tensile strength. Now finally we'll talk about the differences between metals and non-metals. Metals are malleable. Non-metals are non-malleable, means they cannot be hammered into thin sheet. Metals are ductile. Non-metals are non-ductiles, means non-metal cannot be used for making wire. Metals are lustrous and can be polished, but non-metals are non-lustrous, cannot be polished, means they do not have shining surface. But we have an exception like diamond, iodine ball, they have shining surface. Metals are solid at room temperature. Generally metals are solid at room temperature, exception mercury. But in the case of non-metal, non-metal may be solid, liquid or gas at the room temperature, means they can be found in all three states. The melting and boiling point of metal are generally high, whereas non-metal have low melting point and boiling point. All metals are strong, non-metals are weak. Generally, metals are hard and most non-metal are soft. Exception is that diamond is the hardest natural substance. Metals are heavy, non-metals are light substance. Metals are sonorous, means on beating they produce ringing sound, but non-metals are non-sonorous. That's why they are not used for making bell, because they cannot be produce ringing sound on beating. So this is the difference between metal and non-metal. In next video we will talk about the chemical properties of metal. Till then, thank you and have a nice day, my dear student.